And the joke is, what? John, you can't think. That guy needs to be in your head speaking. So everyone can think that what he's saying is guiding you and helping you. What? You're not competent enough to think, John. Did Mike have someone in his head? Guiding him? Telling him what to do? No, not for decisions that come to do with me as a person. No, I did not do that. So, communication is different. So yeah, what this guy wants is completely ridiculous. I need to think, okay? And I can think. The only reason why I couldn't think is because he wants to be in there thinking. And when I think, they hear him. So he can't think. That can't be the reason why I have to stop thinking, people. Okay, here's what happened today. I'm going to choose civil rights. I'm standing up for civil rights by not doing what this guy wants, people. Hi, it's John Locke. YouTube music, and this channel was intended for my music only, and I ended up having to put all these lawyer videos up. I'm not happy about that. I didn't want to do it. But they put their foot in between me and my music. A microchip that runs through me. So let's elaborate on that. When I was in 1981, 1982, the way I got through everything with no thinking was I created words that I wasn't allowed to use. So with these words that I wouldn't use, I would call them minor D or whatever. It became very easy for me. It's not a big deal when you just take out the word don't or this or that. Where what they're doing is illegal with the microchip is they always speak in my head now. So that only worked because no one would ever go into my head and speak. Now that I would be fine if I took all the same words and didn't use them. But there's a person in me speaking, and they've been speaking in there forever. And I believe the true root of the cause is because I eliminated the words that they wanted to use, making it so that they had to raise John Locke up, who's me, tortured version of Mike, and they had to raise me up so that the whole time they were using the words that I never wanted to use. So right there, that shows that they don't want to preserve Mike. That shows they don't want me to preserve Mike. That shows they don't want an end state. That shows that they don't want me to finish growing up, which is just getting tall, because technically I never should have been stupid. That shows that they don't really want an end state where I'm worthy enough to be considered as good as Mike was. The fact that they're speaking in my head and using all the words that Mike would. And so ultimately I would like an end state, but their actions show who? The organization that goes into my body and remotely manages me. The fact that they've been in me for the last at least 20 years from the Navy, talking, using any word they want inside of me, proves they don't really want an end state that preserves me like I was when I was Mike. Yet they act like they want to give me tests to say, okay, he's as worthy as Mike was. Yeah, but the problem is you guys are in my head using words that I made not permissible. They were not allowed. You guys cannot expect me to be held up to my old standard. But more importantly, I don't care about standards. I care about preserving me as Mike. I had a system that worked, and you guys are obviously disregarding it and expecting me to be just the same. And I'm coming up with all the same things as before and finding out I can't really skip not using a word because they're in my head when I sleep, and they're going to use the word when I'm sleeping. And they're never going to pass me, and more importantly, they're not preserving me, and it just shows that they do not want an end state where I'm finally worthy enough and considered to be as good as Mike was. And so what they do to me is premeditated. They studied Mike. They studied me as Mike, 81, 1982, 1981, 1980. They studied me. and they went through my blood playback tool when they got it working illegally. They premeditated all the stuff they're doing to me from 2010 to now. And so what they have crafted here is basically a premeditated arena where I'm never going to be preserved as Mike again, but yet they want me to be like Mike. How can I be like I was when I was Mike if you're not going to let me have a quiet place to sleep at night? The fact that they studied Mike and they just do all the things that Mike did not allow proves that this is voice torture. And so they cannot expect me to be just like Mike if they're going to change the entire condition of my head. Thank you for your time and for watching. Please visit John Locke YouTube Music. Thank you. And today is March 12th, 2022. My daughter, Sarah Locke, I love you very much. Happy birthday, princess. Today is her birthday and she is now 18 years old. I love you, Sarah. I love you very much. Love, Daddy. The best daughter in the whole world.